Happy birthday, Mom! The 50th birthday is a huge one to celebrate. I left your birthday present on the living room table.
Thank you. I just arrived home from now, so let's see what you got me. What is the meaning of this? What are you saying? Gifting me this divorce papers.
I'm telling you to get a divorce, duh. I don't want an old lady as a mother. You should just get a divorce and go off somewhere.
Why would you say such mean things?
That's because you've caused me so much embarrassment. You came to cheer me on my game when I told you not to go because you'd embarrass me.
That's because I had a bunch of PTA stuff to handle as well. Of course, I can't just go because of what you told me. Plus, I wanted to see you out there in person.
Nobody asked you to. Because of that, my crush commented on how old you are. Do you understand how embarrassing that is for me? Nobody but me has a mother who decided to have kids at an old age. This was one thing that I wanted to hide from him, so I need you to get a divorce with Dad. As I said before, I don't need an old lady as a mother. You'd listen to the request of your cute daughter, right?
Well, you've given me the best present ever.
Uh-huh?
I didn't know you hated your mother that badly, Madison. If that's the case, then of course I'll get a divorce. I'll sign the papers immediately.
Wait, you'd get a divorce with Dad?
What are you all hesitant about now? You're the one who prepared the papers for me.
Yeah, but you agreed with it way too easily. I thought you'd argue more about it and not agree to my request that smoothly.
I had been thinking about getting a divorce with your dad for a while now, so I figured that this would be a good chance to do so.
Really?
I figured you'd find out eventually, so might as well tell you. It turns out your dad has a young girlfriend.
Wait, he's been cheating?
Exactly. So I am gonna get a divorce. My daughter hates me and my husband is cheating on me. There's no reason for me to stay in this family any longer.
This is hilarious. Your husband and daughter not like you are way too pathetic. You are a pathetic mom.
I am. My child who I gave birth to gave me divorce papers. It kinda hurts, honestly.
A wrinkly head like you wouldn't be phased out as something like this. Anyways, after you sign the papers, make sure you start packing your things. You have no place in this house anymore, you hag.
How long have you known I've been cheating on you, Lily?
About a half a year ago, I think, when I was taking care of some shopping for some PDA business in the next town over, I saw you guys.
Oh, come on. I thought I was careful with the locations. I didn't expect you to be there at all.
We are getting a divorce, right? Don't you say that you don't want to.
Of course I'm fine with it. I'm happy that this is happening since I plan to do it myself eventually. I didn't expect to be able to get a divorce this quickly.
Wow, so she wasn't just for some fun then. Well, I guess you didn't pick her over your wife.
Of course I did. A younger woman is much better to be around than some hag. Besides, our daughter is overjoyed with having a younger mother.
So she caught you up with everything, it seems.
I showed her a picture of her new mom and she was so excited. A pretty woman like her is going to be her mother.
Good for her then. Now about what's going to happen from here on out. I will not be paying for childcare. In return, I won't be requesting consultation money from you. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, sure. I'll sign the divorce papers and submit them. I'll even submit them today.
Well then, thanks for everything, and have fun with your new family.
Having a young mom is so great. She's so pretty, and living with her has been so great. All the food she makes looks so fancy. I post all of them on Instagram.
I'm glad you guys are getting along so well.
We're so close, it's almost like we're mother and daughter, or maybe best friends. I've always wanted a parent who was like a friend. A 50-year-old hag could never be that. I'm so glad that my new mother is here.
My apologies for not being able to be your friend.
I asked her to come to my next game. If it was you, I would have never asked you, but she's so young and pretty, she can. I'm sure I can win with a young, beautiful mother cheering me on. I plan on showing off so that she'll give me so much praise.
I hope you do your best then, but I doubt you'll be able to focus in your match.
Hey, just because we get along so well doesn't mean you should get jealous and say mean things. A hag getting jealous is just too painful to see.
Uh-huh.
Well, I guess it can't be helped. You're all alone from now on. I'm guessing you're not sure what to do once you grow older. It can't be helped that you are so jealous.
You seem to be in the highest of moods. I sat here listening to your talk only for you to insult the person who gave birth to you?
You got a divorce, so you have no right to act like a mother to me now. I'm not your kid anymore. So don't rely on me to take care of you in the future. If you have this much time to try act all motherly, then you should use that time to plan out your lonely life after retirement.
I'm already prepared to live alone, so you don't have to worry about that. So could we stop this now? I don't want to involve myself with you any longer.
A lonely hag is trying her best to appear strong and independent.
Whatever happens to you, I'm no longer your mother, so don't contact me. No matter how sad or hopeless you feel, I am not coming back.
Who would miss you? I'm so happy at the thought of never having to see your face ever again. I'm so excited for my next game anyways. Everyone will so be jealous of me.
We'll see about that.
Uh-huh.
Well, good luck with your game. I pray that you have an eventful day.
What do I do, Mom? I don't think I can continue on being on the soccer team. I don't think I can even go to school anymore. I don't want to see anybody anymore.
What?
How did this happen? I thought today was gonna be the best day ever. I was gonna brag about my mom and win the game. It was going to be so amazing.
It seemed to be that way until it didn't. I'm still not entirely sure of what's going on, though.
Everyone is so mean, Mom. When I brought my new mom to show everyone, nobody wanted to talk to me. When I went to talk to my teammate, they told me to stay away because they wanted to focus.
Oh my, what happened? You got along with everyone at the team.
We lost the game, and they all blamed me for it. They said that I was so distracted with bringing my new mom, I wasn't focused on the game. They told me that they don't want to be teammates with someone who would kick their parents out. Why do I have to be told such mean things?
Wow, that sounded like a really bad day.
How does everybody know that I kicked you out anyways? I know I told my friends about the divorce, but still. I know I told people about my new mother, but still, I haven't told anybody about kicking you out.
I'm sure everyone heard from their parents. I did tell all the parents at the PTA meeting about the divorce.
Wait, really?
The parents of your teammates were also there too, since we also take care of your soccer team. I had to apologize for having to leave them. I, of course, had to tell them the reason why I'm leaving is because I'm getting a divorce, and mentioned about how my daughter and husband left me.
You're kidding, right?
Everybody got so sad and cried for me. There were even some people who said he'd miss me. I'm sure I burdened some people with me being a bit older, but I did try my best to fit in with everyone. I guess my efforts were not in vain, seeing as they respected me.
You were that close to everybody else's mom?
Of course I was. I tried my best to get along with everyone just to be able to support you more.
What?
I understand how you don't like having a mother who is a bit older than everybody else's mother. That's why I tried my best to help you out and not cause you too much trouble socially. To support you, I did my best I could at the PTA regarding your team. I volunteered to do all the shopping tasks that nobody else wanted to do, and I did bring snacks I got from my job for everyone.
You were doing all of that?
I didn't want to drag you down, so I tried to be the most supportive mother for you, and because of that, I've gained the respect of other mothers.
Whoa.
But you decided to toss me out. The parents all probably had their thoughts about the situation and shared it with their children as well. That's probably why they were all so cold towards you today.
So my crush knows everything as well then. He pulled me aside and told me that even in middle school, I should understand how hard it is to give birth at an older age and how much he wanted me to be born. He said he couldn't believe that I would abandon a mother like that.
Wow, he is a very blunt kid, although it's nice to know that there are sweet kids like that out there.
It's all over for me. My teammates hate me, and my crush hates me. I don't know what to do. Do something, Mom.
That's not any of my business. I'm not your mother anymore, remember? If you're that upset, go cry about it to your new mother.
I can't do that. She's upset as well. She said that everyone is way too cold towards her and that children's sports are so boring. She suggested I quit and not do anything.
What?
I can't complain to her about all this at all. I want to see you, Mom. It can only be just during games and you can continue the PDA things. But please, come.
I refuse. Doing the PDA things for your club takes up my entire precious weekends. If it wasn't an issue before when I was doing it for my daughter, but I refuse to give it up for my weekend for another person's kid. I'm going to be spending my weekends for myself.
Please, Mom.
You're the one who says you can't go to soccer anymore, so it works out anyways. You worked so hard since elementary, but I guess that ends here. When you leave, make sure you say your thanks and goodbyes to everybody first.
Hey Lily, it's been a while. How have you been doing? I know it's only been a few months since the divorce. I'm sure you've been doing well since you don't have to worry about children anymore.
Huh? Are you trying to make me feel bad? It's annoying. Don't contact me for pointless things like that.
Wait, it's nothing like that, I swear! It's just that there is a lot going on right now and I couldn't help but complain.
What's there to complain about? Aren't you having fun with your new young wife? Everything should be fine with your rosé-colored glasses on.
Honestly, there's a lot of issues going on with us financially. Rather than roses, it's more like dandelions.
You're going through that much?
Just some slight miscalculation. Okay, it was more than a slight miscalculation. I didn't expect to struggle this much, though. My wife isn't making much money.
What?
The money you're making in your 50s and the money she's making in her 20s is completely different. Even with the both of us working, the amount is way too low. I just didn't expect it to affect us this much.
You normally would expect these kinds of things. The older you are with the job experience, the more money you'd make. I'm making $10,000 a month, which is impossible for a 20-year-old to make at an office job.
I admit that I made a mistake in my expectations and calculations since I wasn't thinking about all that. She said she'd continue working, so I figured we'd be okay. But recently she's been saying that she wants to be a stay-at-home mom.
What?
She assumes that what I make would be enough to support us. She wants to retire and just focus on taking care of me and Madison.
I'm starting to smell a suspicious plan brewing.
The amount I make is great and all, but it's nothing compared to what you make, especially with the amount you make with your age and all.
Yeah, you don't get a whole lot from your job.
Plus, we made a lot of money, which made our taxes pretty pricey. That took up all my savings. Even if we get through with just my salary, it'd be barely enough. I wouldn't have enough to even start saving again.
Sounds like a rough time. Madison is starting high school, and that's only gonna be more money for you to spend on her.
That's why I'm begging you. Please, help out with childcare.
What?
$1,000 a month. Wait, no, $500 is fine. Please, pay for childcare. I promise only to spend that money on Madison. So please, help us out here.
I will absolutely not. I'm not paying a single cent. Didn't we sign the papers on terms of my not having to pay for childcare? I don't pay for childcare, and you won't give me consolation money.
Yeah, but...
So if I pay for childcare, will you give me consultation money? Is that what I'm hearing? I'm being generous here by not having you pay me a percentage of both your and your wife's salary. Yet here you are begging for childcare. Should I start asking for the money I deserve then?
You're kidding, right? Please don't. We're barely making a living here.
Then don't ask me for money. Simple.
Please, don't be so mean. This is for the sake of the child you gave birth to. Can you forgive yourself if you do this?
Absolutely. She's the one who abandoned me anyways.
But
I have no love for that child anymore. Whatever happens to you guys, and more specifically, whatever happens to that kid is no longer any of my business. This has nothing to do with my life.
But
If anything, I really don't like that kid. The fact that she has your blood in her veins makes me hate her.
what? You hate us that much?
Exactly, so don't bother me anymore. Oh, by the way, as my last act of kindness, I'll tell you this. You should keep an eye on Madison. She seems to be struggling with her soccer team.
What? Really?
Your new wife doesn't seem to get along with the other moms at the PTA. If things continue the way it is, Madison will probably quit soccer, even though she's been working hard since elementary.
She was complaining about how many things there are to do for the PTA. But you've been doing it and it was easy, right?
Yeah, they're easy, but there's so much to do for each task. After each game is a get-together planned out, you have to buy drinks or more sports goods, and at the end of each month, you have to have some papers ready to hand out to other moms.
You did all that?
How about you do all that instead then? That way Madison can continue playing soccer. Somebody better hurry and get the mothers to like you or Madison's depression will only get worse.
She's depressed? How haven't I noticed?
While being the director of the company and being a housewife, I was doing all the PTA work while you were out cheating with a younger woman. Try going all through of that first before you start relying on me to save you. Anyways, as a husband and a father, you better do your best you can for your family. Good luck. David immediately went to the PTA to help out Madison's situation, but none of the mothers welcomed him with open arms. Eventually, Madison had to quit soccer due to being unable to handle the tension from her teammates. She gradually became shut in and barely goes to school anymore. As for the wife, she quit her job without further discussion, resulting in fights between her and David from morning to night. From all the eating she does due to stress David goes through, he gained an alarming amount of weight. The stress is starting to affect his working habits as well, completely ruining his chances at a better wage even in his 50s. Eventually, there were so many complaints about his work ethic that he got pressured by his peers to quit. David refuses to do so though, having to take care of his family and spends most of his time at work staring at the ceiling and spacing out. It'll be interesting to see how much longer this family will last.
Hey! Jill! Were you able to go out with a really good-looking and well-off man? Emmy? I was just thinking it's been such a long time since we last talked, but you seem to know something I don't. Where did you learn that? From your mom! Sometimes I'll be walking by her house and she'll come out and talk to me. Well, this time she came out and hit me with the big news. Are you kidding me? I hear that you both are even planning to get married already. No, that's still on the table, but we're not sure what to do yet. So this means he's at least engaged to you then? Being able to meet an all-round perfect man and then having him become your fiancé like that? I'm beginning to get way too jealous over something like that. We still don't know if we really want to get married yet or not. But you both have been talking about it, right? And that's just everyone around me thinking that. We have talked about marriage, but we haven't done anything more with it, okay? In other words, this means everyone around you finds him to be the perfect guy, and they all want you married to him. I'm not sure about that. This was just supposed to be between him and I from the start, and we wanted to take things slowly when it came to our relationship. I might say no to marriage now if rumors like this keep getting worse and worse. I'm tired of people thinking that he's the one I must be with and I can't leave him at any time. But come on now, he is a perfect man for any woman, so you have to say yes to marriage. Emmy, you are starting to get on my nerves again with your annoying habits. What? I don't like it when you try to claim things about other people when they're not anything you need to know about. I will be the only one to talk about what I plan to do with him, and I don't want you spreading news that isn't real. And it's not even like we're engaged yet, as I haven't given him the answer to his proposal either. We're just boyfriend and girlfriend, and I want people thinking of our relationship that way for now. But he'll soon become your fiancé, right? So who cares if we just say that you're both engaged? There is still the chance that I say no to him, right? But he is the perfect man for you, so there's no way you'd say no to him, right? No, I could definitely say no to him if I want to. That's so wonderful of you. I'm getting so jealous. There is no use here. You just keep going back to the same thing no matter how I try and explain things. It's like one big stupid loop with you. My head is starting to hurt now after this, so I'm going to go now. What? But I just learned about how you're engaged to the perfect man now. I told you, he's not my fiancé. I'm asking you to please stop thinking about him and I, all right? I don't want you getting any more wrong ideas about things. Bye now. Jill, I was able to learn even more about your fiancé than you were willing to tell me. What? Wait, you're still going on about something I told you not to? Well, you were keeping all the gossip to yourself, so I had no choice but to go snooping for all the goodies. But of course, all I had to do was go and ask your mom about it. What? Again with my mom? I've told you before not to listen to what my mom says to you, right? I learned from her that your fiancé happens to be Eric, and he is 40 years old. And he happens to be in charge of a rather decent-sized company. Your mom even let me see a picture of him, but man, is he one hot-looking guy. I'm so jealous of you, Jill. You make me want to just come over to your house, put on your clothes, and act as though I'm in your shoes. I told him no. I told him no after he asked for my hand, so he's not my fiancé in any shape or form. Again with this, I see. I understand it can be a little intimidating to be with a man who is much older than you are, but after seeing that face and body of his, there's no way any woman could say no. I already know that you never said no to him and that you both are tightly engaged now. You have no frickin' clue what's going on, do you? I told you I said no to him, so that's it. He is not my fiancé, and he barely has anything to do with me now. No matter what anyone else has to say about it, I said no to him. N-O. But in reality, I've had enough of your BS, Emmy. Jill, listen to this, listen to this. I just got pregnant with Eric's kid. Huh? 4 months ago, whenever I'd try and get more gossip from you about Eric, you always tried so hard to hide the fact that you were engaged to him and everything. Well, I knew it had to do with you fearing that I might come and steal him from you, so you tried your very best to hide all the details. So in order to make your fears a reality, I went ahead and stole him from you. Are you serious? I'm sorry. I went to his office building and waited outside for the moment he'd walk out and called for him. I introduced myself to him as one of your old friends. And once I did that, I already had him in my hands. So from there, he invited me to go out with him to a bar in town, and after getting him absolutely hammered, I took him to a hotel room with me. And I'm sure you can guess what the two of us did there, right? When thinking of the time all this took place, this kid has to be his. So thanks to you never telling me a thing about you and him, I was able to go out myself and find him so that I could be the one to carry his kid. Thank you. Is that right? Well, congratulations then, Emmy. You're trying to act all tough about this now, aren't you? Right as you hit the jackpot with him and were finally engaged, I came along and stole him. I know that deep down you're wanting to bawl your eyes out and cry into the sky, right? Really, this is a feeling that I've been wanting to have for so long now, but could never figure out how to get here. A feeling you've wanted to have? Oh, so you never noticed anything about me then, did you? What are you talking about? Back when we were both in high school, you were going out with that guy, Finn, right? I really had this huge crush on him then. Huh? Yet you came out of nowhere and asked him out right in front of me. Do you have any idea how badly you made me feel back then? Well, me coming in from behind you and stealing your fiancé from you is my revenge for what happened to me years ago. And what makes this even better is the jackpot is now mine. All of that happiness you had thinking that Eric was yours is all going to be mine now, huh? Who is this Finn guy? So you're just going to keep playing dumb around me, huh? I'm talking about the Finn who was in the same grade as you in high school. You both would always walk home together after school, holding hands and all that. For my last 4 years of schooling, high school, I was going to an all-girls Catholic school. Huh? I must have never told you about the school I was transferring to back in middle school then, huh? But you went to Davidson High. The school I went to was Davidson Catholic High School for young women. Huh? What? Don't you remember that when you and I exited middle school, I told you that my family was moving to a new house outside Davidson, right? And, well, when we moved out there, I was wanting to play volleyball during my time in high school. The Catholic school happened to have a really good volleyball team, and since I didn't really have too many friends from back in middle school, I decided to go to a different high school than the rest of you. And after starting to go there, you and I never really talked to one another again, because we weren't that close of friends. So, what's this about you getting me mixed up with someone else you remember from high school when I was never even there? Also, is this you once again causing trouble due to some kind of misunderstanding? I remember back in middle school something very similar to this happened. There was that really popular guy in one of our classes, a grade above you and you happened to think you were dating him for some reason. He already had a girlfriend, though, and when she found out you kept saying to everyone you were his girlfriend, she started to really hate your guts, right? That was just a small screw-up, then. Had that guy not stepped in and started telling you that he didn't even know who you were, things would have only gotten worse between you and his actual girlfriend. I guess you never really learned from that situation then, huh? But, well, I happen to not really have anything to do with you anymore. But I will say that I am thankful that you got rid of Eric for me. So, there you go. Huh? Why are you thanking me? Why are you thanking me for stealing your fiancé from you? I've been going out with this other man ever since I was in college with him. Wait, what? But my parents always said to me that if I wasn't going out with someone who was making the same amount of money my dad makes and who couldn't care for them financially in their later years, they wouldn't let me marry him. If he wasn't from a university, then it was a no. If he didn't have his own company, then it was a no. He had to be making at least $200,000 a year or it was a no. Because of all those things they kept telling me, I could never get them to accept my boyfriend. So I went straight ahead and used Eric as a way of hiding my real relationship from my parents so they'd think I was actually dating Eric. But a man like Eric is actually a lot better than whatever boyfriend you're telling me about. I told you that I already have a man that I'm in love with and have been for years now. Well, when Eric accidentally asked me for my hand in marriage, my parents went ahead and told him okay without ever getting my take on it. Since then, everyone in my family has been going on about how I'm going to be getting married to Eric, and it's been a real pain in the butt for me. But then about 2 weeks after that, something happened. I was told by Eric that he no longer wanted to marry me and said that we were no longer engaged. 2 weeks ago? This was 2 weeks after he had thought I said yes to him about marriage. He said something about how he had another woman who would be bearing his child, and that child would be the next in line to take over his company. Could that woman possibly be you, Emmy? Well, yeah, the timing all lines up, actually. He told me he wanted to have a baby with me when he was drunk. I see now. He was so hell-bent on getting married to me after my parents said okay to his proposal, but then out of nowhere, he told me that things were off and that we'd break up. I was so confused about what had happened to him because he had put so much effort into trying to forcefully marry me after I told him no so many times. But now I can see what the answer was to all of that. So, in other words, what you're saying is I didn't steal your fiancé from you? Well, yes, that's what I'm saying now. Well, this is a little bit boring of an ending to all I had planned for. Well, whatever, I guess. Your boyfriend only ended up graduating from a small-town college with you, right? That means when comparing both of our men side by side, my Eric is far superior to your boyfriend. And now I'm going to be the one becoming the wife of a CEO. I still came out on top in all of this. And you'd better not start crying for me to give Eric back to you, okay? I'm never asking for him back. I told you already that I'm really thankful you took him off my hands. I hope you both are happy now. Yahoo! Jill! You never told me any of this. You're the worst. What is it now? Eric! He's not the man I thought he was. Why didn't you tell me he had already been married before and has 3 daughters living with him now? I never heard about any of this from you or anyone. What, you never knew about any of that? I never knew I'd need to hear about something like this. So then this means you don't know what happened to his other wives? There was some domestic violence issues with his mother and them. Huh? You never knew about the reasons why they were forced to divorce him in the end? It had to do with his family wanting his wife to bear a son for him so that the son could then get the family company next. But they always gave him daughters, and so his mom and him both forced them out of the family. Huh? But when it came to the kids, he couldn't just kick them out because that's just inhumane. So he decided to keep them and get full custody of the kids in order to have tax write-offs and such. You never knew about a single one of these things? Why did you never tell me any of this before? Well, I thought you knew all of this already because you went so far out of your way to steal him from me in order to get the revenge you'd been wanting, even though I'm the complete wrong person. I'm not marrying him now! What? I don't care how much of a jackpot he is. The fact that he's had wives before me and has 3 kids already? This is not a joke. I'm going to find myself a much younger man who is still making loads of money to marry. Really? But I thought you already handed in marriage papers and everything to the courthouse. Huh? My mom had called me the other day making fun of me for losing such a perfect man to someone else and never marrying him. And while she was making fun of me, she said that he had gotten married already and was at the courthouse handing in the paperwork. No way! Do you not remember ever signing those papers with him? So you do remember signing those marriage papers then. Well then, you're not going to be able to get out of that marriage as easy as you think. What should I be doing here? About what? What should I be doing right now about all of this? Well, if you want to get a divorce, the only thing you can do is go and talk to him about it. But just remember that he's probably not going to be on the same page as you when you bring that up to him. Why not? Well, my mom told me that the baby you're carrying right now happens to be a boy, right? You went and had the doctor tell you that during your last checkup. That's what Eric's been wanting all along, so I don't think he's going to let you get away from him that easily. Crap. No. Jill, please. Come and help me get out of this. That's not going to happen. Why not? I'm going to come over to your house for the time being. No, you won't. My boyfriend happened to have a job transfer, and in order to be with him, we both moved away. What? I ended up quitting my job at the company I'd been working for so long and found myself a new job here, by the new house. And as for my parents, who ended up using the money that Eric gave me for calling off our engagement, they both used it all up, so I left them and cut ties to the both of them. So please, just leave me and my boyfriend alone now. You won't be able to learn anything from my mom about me now. Wait! The fact that only you get to be happy after all of this isn't fair! You and I have been longtime friends, right? And you should be coming to help me out of this mess. Can you give me a good reason as to why I should come out there and help you? So, you're not going to help me then? Bye-bye. What the hell? No way, Jill, please! In the end, Emmy wasn't able to get the divorce she wanted and had to go through with having the baby while married to Eric. And just as the doctor had told her, it was a boy. But when they brought the baby boy home, Emmy's mother-in-law immediately took him away from her so that she could raise the baby. And in exchange for her baby, she was given the 3 daughters of Eric to raise, with no support coming from the rest of the family. Even with her mother-in-law looking after the baby boy now, this didn't put an end to all the harassment she gave Emmy. And when it came to all the money that Emmy thought she'd be getting to spend from Eric, that all went right to his mom so that she could have free reign over all the income. What makes all of this even worse for Emmy is that Eric wasn't even on her side in any of this, as he's a major mama's boy and would never do anything to go against his mom. And if all this wasn't bad enough for her, not even her own parents were going to help her get any divorce, as they said it would give Emmy a bad name. So Emmy really was left with no way out of things in Eric's family. Even now, she has no way of getting off their property, as it's all fenced in completely with alarms on all the gates, and she's never even asked to leave the house. I think this is a fitting end for her, as she had always been so jealous of Eric and the life that he would let her live. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.